Hi everybody, I hope you're all having a great day. I came out today to work in the garden and do a little kind of, not an update or anything, but let's what's going on this week. I don't want to complain because we need it, but we're going to be pouring rain all week. We had like an inch or more of rain yesterday alone, and they said that the rain we had yesterday wasn't even the big storm, and boy did it pour. Overnight we had a half inch, and then it just poured all day, well into the night. So much rain, but it came out, and I decided to get a little bit of work done, and I'm not quite ready to start planting things yet, even though I am thinking about moving things around. Everything looks good. You know, I'm really happy the plants are nice and green, and they are very, very happy with the rain. The birds, of course, are coming in to eat now because they're taking a bath. Look, look, look. Oh, I've got to share this real quick. That's a goldfinch in there. He's taking his, I guess you could say, his morning bath. Look at that. That is like the cutest thing. And when they have babies, which I guess they're starting to have babies now, there'll be like a dozen of them in there all taking a bath. Mom will bring them in. It's so cute. But I'm sure they're all starting to nest now. At least this week, I think we're going to be upper 40s at night. So that's really good, which gives me encouragement that I can start thinking about actually getting serious and planting some things. Been trying to figure out what I want to do, and I am going to keep this short, you know, because I'm just doing kind of a walkthrough. But it's not even a walkthrough. It's just me in the garden. Look at all the birds. I know you can't see it, but the tree's got like 100 birds on it. And then I wonder what they're eating in my garden and who is it. No, I know who it is. But anyways, just kind of evaluating still what I want to do, and I've got so many ideas. I really can't wait to get into the garden and know for sure that we're out of the cold weather and I can start going with it. I want to get some more solar powered water fountains going all over. The birds absolutely love it. I have a lot of yellow leaves, and I'll be honest, I'm not pulling them off right now, because when I pull them off and throw them in a bucket, they turn brown, which is perfectly fine. But I love taking yellow leaves and stuffing them in pots as I'm planting things. This way they're still kind of alive, and I can, you know, get it in there still damp, not dry. Excuse me while I eat my breakfast. And isn't that beautiful? I love sprouting. Oh no! On the ground! Oh my God, is that the 3-second rule? Was I quick enough? I think it was. So anyways, you know, I just love using the yellow leaves and get them in pots and get them going. So whatever I was saying, I've forgotten. That's too bad. Anyways, this was kind of mucky. It was so wet that Gary went to lift it. He thought it was pepper tree roots, but he's not sure. So we added in some more holes. He drilled me some more holes. And I'm going to bring up the soil in this. And I'm probably going to put some zucchini in here. But he said it could be just looking like that because it's got a lot of native soil in there that I probably threw in there a while back when I first started. This is one of the first tubs or bins I set up. And it's, you know, our soil is clay. And I'm going to top it with a lot of kitchen scraps in this one now since everything's been pulled out. This was the big tomato plant. And I'll get something going. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but here, look at this. This came up, and we think it's a grape plant, and it probably came up from seed because we were buying grapes a while back, you know, last year with seeds in it, and I threw some kitchen scraps in there. So we're not sure, so we decided to leave that and see what happens. That's a curry plant. Look how big it is. So anyways, this is cleaned up, and what's really cool about this, and this is what I like, I have control with the tub. If something starts to get in there and bother it, I can make a quick fast teepee around that. I left the pipes, but I'm going to be moving them because right now I don't need them in there because nothing's in there. So I'm going to top dress that with kitchen scraps and then maybe put some wood chips on top and a lot of yellowing leaves. I love taking yellowing leaves. Brown leaves is one thing, then you're dealing with brown. But yellow leaves, a little different. It's like a green matter, see? And there are earthworms. That is full of earthworms. So we'll get that set up and get something growing in that. That, like I said, used to be the tomato plant that came back the second year, and I staked it up last year. And this year, I think with the freeze, we had so many freezing nights, it just didn't make it. Look at this. I have to remember, and I keep forgetting. This is parsley seed, so I've got to collect the seed, but I don't want to collect it when it's wet, unless I cut the flower off. I could do that. Same thing in here. Been clearing out a lot of stuff in here, and I want to top dress this as well. Yellow leaves. See what I'm doing over there? Just I'll start collecting all the yellow leaves, throwing it in there. And remember, when you're composting in place, it's not going to break down until it's covered. So you can throw all the leaves you want on top, but the only thing that's going to break down is whatever's underneath the first layer of leaves. So if you want to do it quicker, throw all your yellow leaves, kitchen scraps, and put something on top. I don't care what you put on top. You can put grass clippings, you can put wood chips, you could go to the store and buy some garden soil and put it on top. Once you put it on top, everything you put in there will break down immediately. So this is kind of like what I'm doing today. I'm going to trim back the eggplant. Haven't done that yet, but now it's throwing all kinds of new flowers. So we'll see how that goes. And that thing's a monster. I told Gary I need a metal stake. That is the dazzling blue kale. And look at the trunk on this. It's just getting bigger and bigger. And the birds love it. So by simply putting this on there, I've gotten rid of the birds. Look what the birds do. But I've got so much of it, so I don't have to worry about it right now. But once you cover it, they can't really get to it. And I didn't cover this one, see? But I will. Like I said, I haven't been serious because there's plenty of... Oh, it's raining on me. I haven't gotten really serious because there's so much food. I mean, I come out here, I want to make a green drink, I want to make eggs, I want to make soup, whatever I want to make. I want to just steam some greens. Look at all the greens. I don't have to worry about it. These are tree coloreds. I don't have to worry about it. I've got more than enough food. I'm trying to get my daughter to come down here and get more food. Another story I don't want to get into. But that's it. And then in here, let me show you in here. This is really cool. Look at this. This is a private bathroom. It's beautiful. It's completely enclosed. Look how nice it is. And it's got a wall. It's got privacy, kind of. That is the rabbit's bathroom. And I've been told by Gary that the reason they do that is for their digestive system. They come back and eat that. I'm going to take his word for it. Actually, I think I've heard that. But this is their bathroom. Now, if I wanted to, and I might steal some of that and stick it in some of my strawberry pots that I'm setting up, or even maybe the papaya next to it. Just kind of lift it out and put it somewhere, because rabbit droppings are the best. Years and years ago, when I lived in the valley in Los Angeles, my neighbor raised rabbits, big time. And she had the most beautiful lawn. I mean, we all struggle to keep it watered and everything. And I said to her, how is your lawn so beautiful? She said, I have rabbits. I said, well, what's that got to do with it? She said, I clean the rabbit cages and I dump it on my lawn. And my goodness, she had the most beautiful lawn. Here I'm going to get probably some zucchini, so I have kitchen scraps in there. Topped it with a little bit of wood chips, but right now I'm still going to load in. I have a lot more yellow leaves, so I want to get this really layered in yellow leaves, kitchen scraps, and then top it. And while I'm deciding what I'm going to grow in there in the next couple weeks, it will break down. I don't have to wait till it's completely broke down. I could plant in it right now if I wanted to top it with a little something, but I'm not ready yet. Same thing here. I've been kind of dropping some wood chips around the top. And here, I did not set that up last year. I kind of started and didn't really. Well, I set it up now, and what I did earlier is, what I love doing is grabbing yellow leaves. It doesn't matter if it's collard or kale or whatever, and I stuffed it. You'll see I stuffed it inside the cups, each one, and then I topped it. Right now I topped it with strictly broken down wood chips. Because I'll tell you, I have found that strawberries, they don't even really need soil. They love the broken down wood chips. But if you were setting up a tower like that, you could do the same thing. You could stuff in all kinds of leaves from your garden and then cover it with potting soil or whatever you're going to use in there. And the leaves will break down, bring in microbes and everything, and it helps feed your strawberry plants. So I'm getting that all set up. I'll probably end up getting some strawberry plants. See all those big yellow leaves down there? I'm going to be stealing those soon, and probably in the next few days, and then continue putting it in the tubs I'm going to set up. because I just like putting the yellowing leaves in there. Like I said, I can pick them now, but then they'll turn brown and crunchy, and they're kind of like putting wood chips down. That would be a whole different matter. So I like leaving them on there until I can get back here and work on that. Look at that. Since I'm back here, I'll show you the trunk on this. Look at this. That's a tree collard. And that's what I talk about all the time. You know, how I leave a lot of plants in pots. See, that's in a pot. And when I water that pot, I know that this little, which was a 4-inch tree collard, was getting water. And look at the size of this thing. And this thing has broke. This is taller than me. So right now it's a good, I would say 7 feet tall at least, possibly 8. This is the reason that I like container gardening for me, not everybody. Here in California, sunny California, yet to see the sun, we're so hot in the summer that if this was in the ground, the water, I may water it, you know, and the water may leave. And I would be thinking that my tree collard would be getting water. But in fact, there could be cracks underneath, like underground rivers. You know, it could be drifting away. Even ants. If you got ants, and let's say you don't even know you've got ants here, or any insects or moles or gophers, they could be tunneling by. And if they're tunneling, ants or moles or any of that, you water a plant that's in the ground, in a regular backyard, and if the water finds that trail, it will go through the trail, and your plant won't get all the water you think it's getting. This is a big problem in the summer when you're hitting 100 degrees and you're trying to keep your plants well watered. Right now, it wouldn't be a problem at all. But this plant, this tree collard did so well, and obviously it is not struggling in any way being in a pot. Now, keep in mind, the holes are on the bottom. So with this tree collard, the roots are long gone. Long gone. So they're out of that pot, growing in the ground, and it's a happy, happy plant. That's more garlic chives, which came up from seed. I love garlic chives. And again, this is the other tree collard, and I'll be removing this leaf too and composting it. But, you know, I would normally say I would take off anything I will not eat. That's the way I normally do it, to let the plant continue to grow and thrive. But since I am starting to work in the garden, and I want the leaves greenish, yellow, still kind of alive, and I want it to break down underground the way I'm putting it, under the soil, under the wood chips, under the potting mix, whatever, I'm going to leave them right now. Because it's not like I've got a lack of greens, a lack of food, and I want to, force. That better not be birds deciding to try collard. Oh, maybe collard's good too. We can eat it. Great. I can throw a net over that if I need to. But anyways, you know, that's the thing, is I've got plenty of greens. So I am going to be removing this soon. Technically, it shouldn't be on the plant. It should be removed, so then the top growth will have more nutrients to bring up for the top growth and will grow faster. So leaving such big leaves like this that I'm not using will slow the growth down of this beautiful vegetable plant. But I don't care. Right now, let it slow down. It is so big. This particular one is in the ground. So this one did really good in the ground, and the other one did just as good in a pot. In fact, this one is not as tall as the one that's in the pot, but it's still a good 6-7 feet tall. And I really do want to get a lot of side shoots off. All those, the growths on the side, you cut those, you trim those, and you root them. You don't even have to stick them in water or anything. You put them in a pot with some damp soil, keep it really damp, and it will take off and grow, and you've got a whole new plant. So anyways, well, that's it. So I will be removing, there's more back there. I'm going to have to remove it all off. But like I said, I've got all these tubs I want to set up, and I've got certain ones I know I want to plant in probably within the next week or two. So I just like putting a lot of green matter around. I even do that when I'm planting small pots and I'm starting stuff. I stuff some green or yellowing leaves in the pots where I'm planting seeds, and it works perfect. Okay, let me try to get out of here. See, here's a side shoot. Let me see if I can step back. See this? That could be cut off and be a whole new plant, but I should have taken it when it was more like, let's see, let me move this leaf. When it was more like this size or smaller. See, even there's small ones in there, and maybe that's a little too small. But you want it where you got a good stem, so I would take it off like around here. See, I think I'm shaking you around too much. And then trim off all the bottom leaves, leave some top leaves, and just stick it in some soil, and it will reroot so fast and so easy. Let me try to get out of here. But that's it. Just wanted to say I am working in the garden. Wanted to share my beautiful bathroom. Maybe I should put a magazine in there for him, or a book. What kind of book would a rabbit like? Maybe what vegetables are good to eat. But just wanted to share that. And here I'm going to top this up with some more wood chips since we've got so much. So Gary brought me up trash can of broken down wood chips. So he said use it. See all these I've got to set up. And the other thing we've been doing is trimming the moringa tree back. Because last year I did not, and it got in my way. Oh, look, I see sun. God, what is that bright thing in my eyes? And it's been in my way here, and I couldn't grow a lot of things because it was so shady and so hard to get in there, and the limbs grew in here. I mean, it's a fabulous tree. I mean, we absolutely love the leaves. Use it in everything, all our green drinks. So don't want to get rid of the tree. In fact, I'm trying to plant a whole lot more. But we did do some trimming today in here. And that was it. I just wanted to say hello. And I don't know what. I've got so many videos I want to do outside. And all these ideas and how to make a planter. But I want to do it outside. But they're calling for a very big rainstorm. We do have the sun, but as you can see, the sky is very, very dark. And the sun is literally, I can't put my camera up. You don't want the sun in your eyes. But the sun is literally coming through a tiny little hole in the clouds above me. But look, see, my solar pump cell went on. That one went on. And here's this one. I love this one. Look how this one dribbles down. Isn't that cute? I picked this one up at Grocery Outlet. And they had it, I think it was like $15, $16. And then they had a $5 off coupon that day. And oh, I think that's the greatest. It didn't come with a solar pump. It came with a regular pump, but of course I changed it. Oh, and I've got ideas on how to make cute stands for your your little solar panels. But again, I want to do it outside, and it's just been raining and raining. But oh, this one was so cute. I put this little rock on here just so they have someplace to stand. Obviously, the birds have been coming here. See what they've been doing? They sit up here, they take their bath, get their drink, and nibble on the leaves. They don't nibble on any of the rest of the sorrel, but they do nibble on the leaves. I've got to go in and make a green drink. But, and I need to grab some sorrel. I forgot the other day. Because I like mixing up my green drink. I put all kinds of greens in there. I put colored and all the different kales I've got, and sorrel, and if I see sow thistle, I put some mint in there. Just everything. Everything. I've got to get that video up too. Because this is a new green drink that I make that you don't need a juicer, and it's so light and easy to drink. And I'm going to be making some and bringing it over to my daughter. She said she'll take some. So I've got to get it over there. I haven't gone anywhere this week. Look at all the birds in the tree. So that's it. It was just kind of to say hello. It's going to be pouring all week. All week. They said it's tomorrow. We have a little bit of sunshine maybe, and then it's going to be, they said, a massive, massive downpour. Now the plants love it. Look at the avocado trees. We have not had a lot of flowers on our avocado trees in years because of the drought, and Gary said they're flowering everywhere. That is a really good sign. So maybe finally, we used to have more avocados than we knew what to do with, and then for the past few years with the severe drought we've been in, we haven't had any avocados. The few we had, he said, oh, a rat would grab it or a squirrel or whatever, and it would disappear. So, but now I'm hoping we'll have avocados. I see the orange trees are just full of blossoms too right now. I love orange trees. They always smell so good. So with that, like I said, it was just a hello, and I got to get this tower fixed up. I forgot about this. I want to do the same thing I did in the other one. See what I do as I'm working? I just stuff leaves in. So if I see leaves, let's see if I see leaves here. Let's see if I can reach over and grab this. I'm going to get all wet because it's been raining. See what I do, and I don't usually have a camera in one hand, but let's see. Let's move that pot. So see how as it sits all year, it kind of goes down, watering it, the soil goes down. I will clean this strawberry plant up really good. But in the meantime, what I do? I take some collard leaves and stuff it in the center. That collard leaf is going to feed everything. I didn't even take some strawberry leaves back. Let's see, do I have any more? I'll show you how we do this. I don't want anything too big because it's, let's take some curly kale. But now keep in mind, as the leaves, dry up, because they are going to dry up, it's going to break down even more. So it's not like, oh, I put too many leaves. Don't worry about that, because it will break down. But see, I put some leaves, they turn brown already. Just stuff it in there. Because I'm sure if you've got a tower like this, or you're planning on building one, you'll see that it will drop down as the watering goes, especially if you hit it with a hose too hard like I do sometimes in the summer. You'll wash away a lot of, the soil. And the plants use it. It just all disappears. But anyways, stuff it full of leaves. Doesn't even matter what kind of leaves. Stuff it full of leaves. And then fill it up with whatever you want to fill it up with, and that will feed it. And of course, the only good thing about this is if you water from the top, it will water the whole thing as it trickles down. So even in the summer, they last really good, but I've got to get this all prepared. I did the other one. Let's walk over here real quick. We were all staring at this beautiful yellow leaf that we know won't stay yellow, right? Let's grab them both. And there's another one back there, but I'm not going to climb back there right now. But that's all there is to it. I just saw a rabbit go by. Nope, that was not a rabbit. It was the squirrel. Okay. Squirrels are not real good on your garden sometimes. I just like the squirrels. Thank goodness I grow enough that I don't have to really worry about it. And I have beautiful ways now to keep them off of my stuff. That cost almost nothing. Okay, see, that's it. I mean, this is kind of overkill. I don't need to put that much in there, but you can put in whatever you want. See, just shove it in there. Now, this is going to feed whatever you've got here. Not only that, it's going to feed that one. It's going to feed everything, because as this is watered and it breaks down, and believe it or not, earthworms will find their way in. Throw some native soil in there too. And believe you me, there's probably, eggs and stuff they'll hatch, but they find their way in. But anything that's on the top will feed the whole tower. So if you really wanted to, and you didn't want to put anything on the very top, you could just put a bunch of leaves and stuff and cover it with wood chips or anything and just water it, and it will trickle down. And it'll have a trickling down effect and feed the whole tower. Or you could just go to the store if you really wanted to and buy some organic plant food if you don't want to make your own. Remember, I make the plant food that you simply just take some collard leaves, kale leaves, whatever you want, drop it in a bucket. In a few days, it starts to smell. It's perfect. Put it in a watering can, mix a little extra water in there because you don't need it that strong, and then water your towers, and you're feeding them that way. For free. And the plants love it. Okay, well, I've talked your ear off, and it's going to start to pour any second. I can feel it. It's been raining lightly as I've been walking through. And I just thought I would say hello, because I don't know what's going to happen this week with all the pouring rain. Look at the birds. Look at the birds. I love white-crowned sparrows. They have been doing a number in my garden. They're the ones that are eating a lot of my greens. And Gary's telling me they're going to leave. He said, oh, it's raining. He said, they don't nest here. Okay, we're now in March, and they're still here. Hey guys, you're supposed to go to nest in the mountains. I don't know if they're going to leave. I am not sure about that. Are they going to leave? I don't know. Or are they going to nest here? This will be interesting to see if they leave. Now, a lot of the birds that are normally in my garden, when I come out in the morning and sit out here, and I have not been doing that because it's been cold and wet, like the grosbeaks, there's a lot of birds that have not come back yet. Some of the flycatchers haven't come back. But we have seen a lot of the spring birds showing up. The woodpeckers, just a lot of different birds that are starting to show up. Even the spice finches have shown up. But these guys are supposed to leave. You know what's fascinating about birds? We have no English sparrows here. We had one day. Just one. And Gary was like, oh my gosh, they're like mice. They're going to come back. They didn't come back. Are there English sparrows here? Of course. The whole area of Southern California is covered in English sparrows. My neighbor has English sparrows next door. We've gone over there. But for some reason, the environment, I find that really cool, is not right for them here. So we don't have English sparrows. We've got the Amazons that come flying by every day. They have not come down. I told Gary I'm so excited. I'd love to see them come down. And he said, no, you do not want them down in your garden. Probably not, but I don't know. But they fly by. But isn't that something? The white crowns come down here and they feed all over, all the different towhees and all the different types of songbirds. But the English sparrows, it's just not the right environment for them. That's what's so fascinating about nature. And it's also so fascinating that so many of these birds that feed on the same seeds and same type of, I should say they feed in the same way, they work so well together because certain birds are ground feeders, so they tend to feed more on the ground, and certain birds are feeders that feed up higher. And that's why they can live in harmony and not feel that either one is a threat, just because in which the matter that they collect their seeds. So I find that fascinating. When the scrub jay comes down, which he was here a few minutes ago, he scares everybody off. But the white crowns, and there's a few songbirds that come in here, and of course the house finches, they all get along really good. Now they both feed up and down. They'll feed both on the ground, and they seem to get along fine because they're actually here as I'm speaking. I just saw them, but they're hiding in the bushes. But these guys are super tame. I'm literally 3 feet from them as I'm filming this. As I'm recording this video, I'm 3 feet from them. They're watching me, but they are so used to me. And they know, you know, I'm no threat to them. So I just find them fascinating. But anyways, and then of course you see the different colors. There are 2 different colors. The ones with the black and white heads are mature. From what I understand, unless, you know, it might be the brightness, there's no way to tell which is really male and female. I mean, if you knew the birds well enough, you would know that the males are usually slightly brighter, usually slightly bigger, and I mean very slight to the point that an expert would know. But their beak might be maybe a little brighter, or their head shape a little bigger, you know, something like that. Even their beak could be a little bigger. The ones with the brown on them are immature ones. So they're young ones. They could be from last year, but they're not mature yet, so they don't have the mature coloring, which is like a lot of other birds. Well, with that, I think I'm going to go in, get some stuff done, and there's another immature little guy up there. See? Oh, he just took off. So with that, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope to get something up. Hope it dries a little bit. Have a great day. Stay warm if you're in an area where it's, you know, cold, and if you're hot, well, good. I'm glad. I love the heat. You know, everybody says, you complain about the wet and the cold. You know what? That's true. I'm a wimp when it comes to the cold. I am a wimp. I will say that. I lived in Los Angeles, and when it rained too much, they used to close the schools. Big schools. They would just close it. Oh, a lot of rain, close the schools. And then my mother used to say, okay, let's get the flour out. And she used to bake chocolate chip cookies when it rained. And I guess that's why sometimes, even now, it starts to rain, I pull something out and I bake. I don't know, because she bakes. She still bakes, but because she used to bake, I have that. And plus, she used to make me different color Play-Doh when it rained. Isn't that funny? She would take the dough out, little flour, salt, mix it up, ask what colors I wanted, and that's what I did when it rained. So raining wasn't a bad thing. I just don't like being out in the rain. I just don't like the cold either. But when it's hot, oh my, oh no. 100, 105, 110, I'm out working. I love the hot weather. And we're all different. My daughter absolutely hates the hot weather, and she thinks I'm crazy. It gets cold, she's outside, she's running around, she's doing things, and I want to hide. So everybody's different. Isn't that wonderful? We're all different, and that's a good thing. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody.